I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On, Light Through, episode 244, my review of Raised by Wolves, episode 2.3. And I thought that was a really fascinating and important episode of Raised by Wolves today on HBO Max, in which Marcus beats Father in a fight and Father works on bringing an android skeleton back to life, or at least he tries to. Now, other important and fascinating things happen too in this episode, but those were the two most important and fascinating things, I think. First, Marcus beats Father in a fight. Campion later asks Father, well, how could that happen? And Father either doesn't know or doesn't want to discuss this with Campion. Later, we see Father, still not completely recovered from his thrashing by Marcus, rather easily beat a brute of an industrial android. So Father, even hurt, is a pretty formidable opponent in a fight. How then did Marcus, a human, managed to prevail over Father, and very effectively, too? Well, my best guess at this point is that maybe Marcus himself has some sort of android essence. He certainly doesn't look like Father or Mother, but do we really know what's inside him? Did we get any clues to this in season 1? Perhaps Marcus is some sort of what we would today call a bionic human, a human being invested with some sort of powerful, non-organic materials. Meanwhile, Father later discovers that some of his white fuel, which serves in effect for him and Mother as blood, can begin to animate the android skeleton. And this now raises what could be a pivotal, crucial question of what that android will be when it comes to, quote, life, unquote. Surely we'll see that happen, with any luck, not too further in the future of this season of Raised by Wolves. By the way, the title for this excellent episode is Good Creatures. I assume that name pertains at least in part to the flying serpent. At this point, I say the serpent being an herbivore is not as important as Marcus versus Father, or later on, Father and the android skeleton. But the presumably good serpent, now I'm saying presumably because after all it may not be good, even though it is an herbivore. Well, that could have further increased importance as the season progresses. Just another reason I'm very much looking forward to the ensuing episodes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that short review of Raised by Wolves 2.3. I'll be back here next week with a review of 2.4, and before then, as I've been promising, or maybe threatening, I don't know which is the best word, I'll leave that for you to decide, I'll be back here with a review of Kimmy, also I think on HBO Max, and I'll be back here with a review of the next episode of Suspicion. So lots of good things coming up, including a bunch of really good interviews in the month of March. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sound, and enjoy.
The Light on Light Through podcast.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplot2savesocrates.com.
Paul Levinson spills code about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.